What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another John boat to bass boat conversion video. So today I want to get something done, so I figured I would go ahead and add all the foam into all of these hatches. So we got 4 hatches to fill up with foam just to make it look way better. Check out that catfish. Are you freaking kidding me right now? So when you make these boxes, you put the rivets on the inside. So I was a little worried about that and how I was going to do it, but last night I did a test. I pushed this foam up against it and pressed up against it, and that left a mark on the backside, and that is where I just drilled a hole with the drill. So once I got those holes drilled out, I put it back in and pressed it up against the rivets, and the rivets are now flush and almost hidden. You can't even see them, so that is awesome. It made me not have to worry a single bit about all the rivets. So basically what I need to do is go ahead and make a template of this wall, and then one of that wall as well. And then we can start cutting out all the foam. I have this one little piece of foam left here, which I'll finish off. And then we got 4 more boxes as well. Box full of boat parts everywhere in here. This foam is so light, which is good. But I need to measure this. Let's see how tall it is first. So we got about 12. All right, 1 foot. That's cool. That'll be easy. All right, so we got roughly 1 3/8 wide, 1 foot tall. And that may be a little big, but that's okay because we can always cut it down. All right, now we have a straight edge. Let me just double check this side. I'm gonna use this side. This is the factory side. So that's where I'm gonna start. All right, first piece cut out. Let's see how she fits. We could probably go a little smaller. It still seems too wide. See how this is pushing out up here? That's because it's too wide. And everyone's telling me that this foam is gonna fail. And I feel like if I get it tight, and this is already trying to push out, eventually it's gonna work itself loose because this is trying to push itself out. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit smaller. All right, so I'm happy with that, and also just put pressure on the rivets. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill all these holes out for the rivets. Flashbacks. Just kidding, I'm not traumatized. All right, we are ready. I'm gonna clean it with this alcohol as I install it on the metal. All right, so I'm gonna start with this bottom piece. Find the rivets with all these holes, line those up, and then we will go from there. All right, so there's one piece. Man, that already looks 10 times better too. Freaking insane. So this is Amazon stuff. Everyone is telling me that this stuff is gonna come off, and if it never does, I'm just gonna slap some 5-minute epoxy behind it, press it up against it, and call it good. I know for a fact it will never come off with 5-minute epoxy. There's also tricks like with GoPros, when you attach the sticky side to attach your GoPro, you heat up the foam. With a lighter, you heat it up, you probably even use a heat gun, heat it up and then stick it on, and that makes that adhesive so much more stronger. But that will take a lot of time, and I'm not gonna do that just because I have the 5-minute epoxy to fall back on. But I'm gonna stay positive and hope that this never comes off. If it ever peels, I know I can fix it. We're just gonna stay positive on this one, all right? But there's one side done. Also, I talked about this in the last video, but I edited it out because it didn't really fit with that video. But since we're doing foam, I guess I'll go ahead and say I've already decided that I'm not using this foam for the top deck of this John boat. So the top deck of the John boat will have something completely different, something way more high quality. I'm actually in the process of talking to a guy. Yeah, we're gonna have a awesome, somewhat custom foam job on this boat. It's gonna be pretty sick. It's gonna be all routed and all that fancy cool stuff. So I'm stoked about that. But once again, I need to call the guy, just to make sure I'm actually going to be doing it with him. I'm not too sure yet. It just depends on how much he wants to charge me or whatever. I don't even know how it's all going to work, but yeah, it's official. We're not using this foam. We're using a different foam. I haven't decided the color just yet, so if you guys want to leave a comment saying what color would look good on this red John boat, so let me know, guys. But I am liking this, so let's go ahead and get back to it. All right, number 2 done. Now we need to measure this side. I was gonna make a template of these, but I'm not. I'm just gonna measure them out. All right, let that dry for a bit. And we'll stick on this third piece. Got it all cut out and drilled out. All right, number 3 in. So there is one thing I need to tell you about, and that is I'm going to be riveting in through all these hinges. It's gonna go through this box, the hinge, and then this box. So I gotta keep that in mind. If I go ahead and do this side, do I want to do the hinges now, or do I want to drill through the foam? When I drill a 3/16 rivet, I'm drilling 3/16. So that head of that rivet is gonna sit on top of the foam, which is ugly. So I think I need to go ahead and attach the hinges at least. I don't have to attach the lids, but the hinges for sure. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and attach the hinges. I'm not gonna do the lids just yet, but the hinges for sure, just so we can finish off all of this foam in these boxes and get it done with today. So I want this hinge to be as high as the foam here. So I'm gonna make that as flush as I possibly can. I see a little gap right here in the hinge. It almost looks like a piece of the aluminum thickness. So what I'm gonna do is use this as a template, if it's the right size, that is. That side isn't the right height yet, so I just want to shove this in here in this gap and see if it fits. Yes, this slides right underneath that gap, so that is absolutely perfect. So to make sure this all stays in the same spot, I'm gonna slide this piece of aluminum right underneath it, butt it up all the way in, and just close it. Make sure it's all the same height. All right, that's where it needs to sit. I'm gonna carefully drill these out, make sure this hinge doesn't move. Whoa! I looked down there and I totally forgot I already drilled holes out for this in here. Am I a genius or what? Looks good. Go ahead and take that out. All right, we got those rivets in, and now this hinge is not gonna go anywhere. She still works good, perfect height. One and done. Just kidding, we have 3 more to do. Alright, so we just got all the pieces cut. We already got quite a bit inside the boxes, but let's go ahead and put these where they need to go. These are fit perfect, ready to drop into place, but I will do that tomorrow. Alright, so we just got all of the foam place on all the walls. I still need to get the bottoms done though. I need to cut those out, but first I'm gonna run to the store and go get a sealant. I want to seal all the bottoms of the foam and maybe even the corners and the top. That way no water or no dust can get behind it at all, which is actually what the instructions recommend. So the instructions say after the installation is complete, the edges should be sealed with silicone rubber sealant to prevent water and debris from getting underneath. This will make the product last longer. So that is what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm using this clear silicone. I had this pointy nose, so that was perfect. And I already got these 3 boxes done. The bottoms in there, all the sides and bottoms and edges are sealed off using this Loctite clear silicone waterproof sealant. My forearms right now are on fire from squeezing this tube, but I already got done with 1 tube, threw it away, and I wanted to show y'all what I'm using before I destroy this tube. So, got 1 more to do and we are done. All right, so I'm doing this last 4-piece here, and I haven't been filming any of this. I filmed the sides, but not the floors. So since I haven't filmed none of that, I'll show y'all what I'm doing real quick. So I'm just placing this in the floor, getting it where it needs to be. It's pretty tight fit, so it has to be perfect. But what I did was I peeled off about maybe 10 inches off this side. So all this laying down still has the paper on the back. It's not sticky. But once I got this in place, took the back off about 10 inches, and I'm going to lay this down, get it all stuck on, and then peel this side back up, and then take the paper off. Pretty easy to do, just takes time, just like everything else. That's it, that's how it's done. And then once I get it all down, I'm going over it with the silicone. But all right, boys, that is it. It is done. We got all the foam in all of the boxes. It looks pretty freaking good. I'm so happy with how that turned out. My fingers and my forearms are dead though from squeezing that sealant tube. I'm gonna come out here tomorrow and do it again, just to double up, make sure it's all sealed and waterproof. I do not want this stuff coming off ever, so that's the steps I'm gonna take to prevent that. But guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. We got all the foam on, and we also got the hinges installed as well. But that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.